Alright, so welcome guys to another unboxing, and today we have the Shuoer tapes. So this actually has been released for some time. I just haven't unboxed it. So really interesting about this is you have Electrostat drivers on top. So this might, give us, better detail retrieval, and for $130, that's really great value. So let's unbox this thing. Alright, so looking at the box itself, definitely a different, looking box, and you have Shuoer as well on top. So actually, there's the new Shuoer Tape Pro. So yeah, frankly, I haven't checked that one out. So frankly, I'm not sure, what's the main difference between both. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at the Tape 1. And this has been actually, really hyped in the community because yeah, definitely the Electrostat driver is a really nice, selling point in these. There you go. And that is the IEM itself. So let's put that aside first. So looking at the case itself, and actually the case is a metal case. That's really nice. Might be, one of the better built cases that I have seen, and you can twist it as well. So that's definitely cool. It's a different kind of rotation, and you get your 3.5mm jack with actually an adapter. So this might be a 2.5mm. I would say in terms of the cable, it's not the best that I have looked at, especially in this price range. You're getting additional sets of tips as well. So actually not a lot in the box, but definitely this case looks really funky. It looks really different, unique, and metal in build as well. And actually this might be, even more protective than your usual because you need to rotate it to be able to lock it. That's definitely cool. So this is the IEM itself. So definitely you're getting that blocky kind of design, metal kind of design. That actually looks cool. It has that cyberpunk vibe to it. You have a kind of screws at the side and different in colors as well. And you're getting a black design, kind of matte-ish in finish. Definitely looks cool for me. There you go. Different design for sure. Maybe reminds me of the ZS7, but definitely that red accent really looks cool on this. And actually in terms of the design, so definitely this is more blocky than usual. So it might depend on your ear shape if this will be comfortable for you to wear. Also made of plastic, really solid to the touch. So definitely high quality build quality for me. So actually you're getting an MMCX cable as well. So for me, frankly, I'm not that big of a fan of the color of the cable. So it will be nicer if you have maybe a black cable on this because the matte black color of the lobes is really nice. And one downside for me is if you want to use that 3.5mm jack, you need to put the adapter in your 2.5 and it becomes a long cable. So for me, frankly, I do want to have extension cables in mind, extension adapters. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm gonna use to, for 2.5, and then I'm gonna go 4.4 balanced on my WM1A. Alright, so we are now listening to the Shuoer tapes plugged into our Cord Yugo. So let's try to listen to some Let's Groove Earth, Wind and Fire. So firstly, the micro detail here is great. So definitely the micro detail just shines in the mix. So yeah, definitely this reminds me of my Electrostat headphone. It has that quickness to the overall presentation. But I would say this is kind of in the middle of a dynamic driver and also a BA type of presentation. So it has still that maybe smoothness of a dynamic driver, but it's a little bit clean compared to your dynamic driver. So in terms of the signature, this is a bit of a U shape with some treble elevation. But I would say the elevation is not that big. It's still pretty balanced to the ear. Also a musical type of listen to the ear as well, but definitely not the most aggressive that I've listened to. This kind of in the middle, it still has that relaxed nature to it. So I like that the highs on top has really good body for me. It definitely has enough air frequencies at the top, and it resolves some guitars really nicely. And yeah, firstly, compared to maybe other types of drivers that I've heard, I like the brass here, the wind instruments, the pianos really shines in the mix. It's full bodied in the mix. Yeah, really great in that instruments. Let's try another track, maybe some Bruno Mars 24K Magic. And again, here in this track, in the first part of the instruments, the micro detail just shines. The vocals of Bruno Mars is still full in the mix, so definitely the mids is great here. And again, what reminds me of the drivers here is maybe a beryllium type of driver. So it has that energy, that bite of a beryllium driver. So definitely really lively to the ear. It has really nice energy to the ear. It's maybe more energetic compared to your usual dynamic drivers. So this is definitely a musical listen for me. So the cymbals here are pretty good body as well, but not the best that I've listened to. So you have a slight peak on top here. but not that bad. It gives the cymbals really nice energy, a really nice splash to it. And yeah, definitely, yeah, the mids here is great. I think the mids is my favorite part of the spectrum. So the vocals are rich and full with some micro detail. Let's try another track. Maybe some I Shot the Sheriff, Eric Clapton. Yeah, definitely musical type of listen. So some IEMs that I've listened to in this track, especially the BAs, resolve Eric Clapton's vocals a bit thin for me, but it's not like that. The vocal of Eric Clapton is still full. Yeah, maybe one issue here is this might have a little bit of shoutiness, and maybe on top as well it has a little bit of sibilance, but not that bad, I'd say. So in terms of the bass is again quite in the middle. It's not that tight and it's also not that boomy as well, so it's in the middle. It has a bit of boom to it, but not overly done. So not the most prominent bass. So this is not something for bass heads. The bass is well controlled. It goes pretty deep, but yeah, definitely not for bass heads. And yeah, the cymbals on top has a bit of splash to it. Really lively to listen to. And yeah, here in I Shot the Sheriff again, I encountered a bit of maybe hotness on some parts. Let's try another track. Maybe some How Deep Is Your Love by Bee Gees. Yeah, definitely the vocals here are really nice. The stage is above average, so definitely good stage for me. The separation though is not the best because yeah, the presentation is more of a smooth presentation. This is something that you can use for some casual listening. So this is not a monitoring pair. And again, yeah, the pianos, the brass, really nice on this. Let's try Michael Bublé, Haven't Met You Yet. Yeah, again, the guitars here at the start really has some micro detail, so I enjoy this for guitar tracks as well. At the start, it has a bit of energy, more so compared to your other dynamic drivers. So again, reminds me of maybe beryllium drivers in terms of the snap in the sound. And this is still quite a speedy driver as well. So everything has that speed, the tightness to the sound. So yeah, it's a different presentation to the ear. This is the first time that I've heard of something like this. Maybe in terms of the overall presentation, this kind of reminds me of the Duno DK2001 with some beryllium drivers. This kind of reminds me of that in terms of the the energy, the presentation. Let's try another track. Maybe It's My Life by Bon Jovi. Yeah, definitely the guitars here in It's My Life shines, and Bon Jovi's vocal as well has a bit of micro detail. But yeah, the vocals is a bit more recessed in the mix. So yeah, the vocal presentation is nice. It's just the positioning that I have an issue with. And in terms of the shoutiness, I just encountered maybe one track that has that, but the rest doesn't have it. So it's not that bad for me. Yeah, this is a very nice listen for me. Alright, so this is a punch-in, guys. I already shot the unboxing, and this is your signature. So actually, yes, as I mentioned in my unboxing, it's a U type of shape. With a little bit of treble elevation, so it's shown here in the signature. And actually, surprising that you have double horns at the top, but actually it's a bit different compared to your usual double horns at the top, because the 5K here is a little bit more rounded off, so it's not that peaky to listen to. So maybe that explains that maybe some cymbals still has good body on top while still being musical to listen to. So in terms of the measurements, so from the bass region, you're getting a bit of hump going to around 60 hertz, and then after that it goes down actually with a major dip. So definitely this is a U type of shape through and through, with that major dip to around 1K, and then after 1K you're getting that dip to around 2K, and then after 2K you're getting that major hump to around 4K. And again, this 4K is quite rounded off. It's not as spiky compared to others that I have tested. Then after 4K you're getting that dip to around 8K, and then after 8K you're getting that air frequency peak. So this is what I heard a while ago, that you're getting that splash in the cymbals still, that musicality in the sound. So that's why maybe your guitars still resolve some air frequency, some liveliness in the overall listen. Alright, so let's compare it to the ME80. So as you can see, guys, the ME80 still has that double horns at the top, but definitely that spikes, that peaks on top is a bit more spiky. It's a bit more small compared to what you get with your Shuoer tapes. And but yeah, they do have similarities in the where it curves. You do have similar 10K peak, and you do have that U shape, but definitely the ME80 is less of a U compared to what you get with your Shuoer tapes. But definitely, yes, the Shuoer tapes is more U-shaped compared to your other. So definitely yeah, fun musical type of listen on the ear. So yeah, that's the signature. Let's get back to the unboxing. All right, so that's my initial listen. All right, so actually for the Shuoer tape, this is really nice listen. So this is the first time that I've listened to you know, Electrostat, a pure Electrostat driver for an IEM, and I really did enjoy this. So this really reminds me of my Stax Electrostat. You have that micro detail, you have that speed of the Electrostat driver, but you still have that smoothness of a dynamic driver overall. There's not, you know, a BA type of presentation all the way. So I would say the tonality, it's still nice on this, and also the, yeah, the speed, the impact, the musicality, the energy is there. So definitely this is a bit more energetic compared to your usual dynamic drivers. So that's really nice. So definitely if you like a more you know, musical, engaging type of listen, this is really nice. And for those people who maybe didn't like BA type of presentation and you want more speed in your IEMs, you want more you know, energy, snap in the sound, this might be something that you can consider. Again, this is what I like about IEMs. You have a unique selling point, and for me, this is a bit different on the ear and definitely enjoyable for me. So I didn't find a major con that you know, will prevent me from listening to these. It's just maybe the male vocals, but you know, it's not that big of an issue for me. I'm used to U-shaped IEMs already. So yeah, really cool on this. So this is not a review yet, but definitely for my first listen, I did enjoy my listen with the Shuoer tape. I think for a lot of people, you'll be really happy with the listen in these. So actually, after listening to these, I'm quite looking forward to the Shuoer tape Pros because they might, you know, improve some part of the spectrum. But you know, even if this is not the Pro, I still enjoyed my listen in the Shuoer tape. So yeah, that's my check on the Shuoer tape. This is not yet a review, but a more first look. Yeah, even in my first look, I did enjoy my overall listen. Of course, if you have additional questions, comments, let them down in comments below. And yeah, if you want to get these, use my link down in the description below as well. I'm gonna do a sound test of this, maybe compared to other BAs, maybe the TriStar C, or maybe the The Audio Legacy 4 or the ME80 by Shanling. Yeah, really cool on this. If you learned something, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. If you want to treat me some coffee or support my Patreon, I'm gonna link it down in the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt review. Bye bye.